Have you ever wondered what sets truly exceptional leaders apart? Why do some leaders naturally inspire, while others struggle to gain trust and respect? Do you feel like you have untapped leadership potential, but don't know where to begin? John C. Maxwell's The 21 Indispensable Qualities of a Leader is your guide to uncovering the essential traits that every great leader must develop. This summary goes beyond superficial leadership tactics. It's about cultivating the character, discipline, and emotional intelligence required to lead with impact. Get ready to transform your leadership skills and discover the qualities that will set you apart as a leader who not only succeeds, but inspires others to reach their full potential. Introduction: The Essence of Leadership. In the 21 Indispensable Qualities of a Leader, John C. Maxwell takes a deep dive into the characteristics that define the best leaders. Whether you're a CEO, a team leader, or someone striving to make an impact in your personal or professional life, Maxwell argues that leadership is not about titles, positions, or flowcharts. It's about one life influencing another. Throughout the book, Maxwell distills decades of experience into 21 specific qualities that, when developed, will set any leader apart. These qualities aren't just for people at the top of an organization. They are applicable to anyone who wants to make a difference. Maxwell's message is clear. Leadership begins with character. You must first become the leader you want to be on the inside before you can lead effectively on the outside. While many focus on leadership strategies and tactics, Maxwell believes that the most powerful leaders are those who embody certain essential qualities in every aspect of their lives. The 21 qualities discussed in this book will help you grow into the kind of leader people want to follow. Not because they have to, but because they choose to. Section 1: Character, the foundation of leadership. John Maxwell begins with what he considers the cornerstone of all leadership: character. He argues that without strong character, it is impossible to sustain lasting leadership. You might rise to the top temporarily based on skill or charisma, but without character, your leadership will crumble at the first sign of adversity. Maxwell defines character as the ability to do what's right, even when no one is watching. Character is about consistency, sticking to your values, and making tough decisions when it would be easier to cut corners. A leader with character earns the trust of their team because people know that they can be counted on to make ethical and fair decisions. In the book, Maxwell illustrates the importance of character with stories of leaders who demonstrated unshakable integrity even in the face of challenges. One example is Abraham Lincoln, whose presidency was marked by civil war, division, and personal tragedy. Despite these challenges, Lincoln remained steadfast in his commitment to doing what he believed was morally right, and his legacy as a leader endures to this day. Maxwell challenges readers to reflect on their own character. Do you act with integrity when faced with hard decisions? Are you someone people can trust, both in good times and bad? Developing strong character is the first step toward becoming an indispensable leader. Section 2: Charisma, the power of making others feel special. Maxwell moves on to the quality of charisma, which he describes as the ability to draw people in, make them feel valued, and inspire them to follow you. Many people assume that charisma is an innate trait that you either have or don't, but Maxwell argues that it is a skill that can be cultivated. At its core, charisma is about making others feel special. Charismatic leaders focus on building genuine relationships and showing interest in the people around them. They don't try to manipulate or control others. They earn their loyalty by treating them with respect and making them feel important. Maxwell shares the story of Walt Disney, a man whose charisma helped him build a creative empire that continues to inspire millions today. Disney had an extraordinary ability to connect with people, from employees to audiences. He made everyone feel like they were a part of something magical, and that charisma turned his dreams into a lasting legacy. Developing charisma doesn't require grand gestures or flashy personalities. Maxwell suggests that you can begin by simply listening to others, acknowledging their contributions, and showing gratitude. People want to feel seen, heard, and valued, and charismatic leaders know how to make that happen. Section 3: Commitment, leading with heart and dedication. Maxwell then discusses the importance of commitment. Great leaders are not half-hearted in their approach. They are fully dedicated to their mission, their team, and their vision. Commitment inspires trust and loyalty because people follow those who are all in, even when things get tough. Maxwell tells the story of Lou Gehrig, the famous baseball player known for his unwavering commitment to his team in the sport. Despite personal challenges and a debilitating illness, Gehrig remained dedicated to his craft, setting records and becoming a symbol of perseverance. His commitment to excellence left a legacy that still resonates today. Maxwell explains that commitment means seeing things through, even when it's difficult or inconvenient. It's easy to be committed when everything is going well, but true leadership shines in moments of hardship. When you demonstrate that you are willing to sacrifice, work hard, and remain dedicated to your team's success, you inspire others to do the same. He challenges leaders to examine their own level of commitment. Are you truly invested in your goals? Or do you waver when the going gets tough? Committed leaders set the tone for their teams and create an environment where persistence and dedication are the norms. Section 4. Communication, the art of leadership. Effective leadership cannot exist without clear and compelling communication. Maxwell emphasizes that communication is not just about talking, it's about listening, understanding, and connecting with others on a deeper level. Great leaders know how to simplify complex ideas, inspire action through their words, and ensure that their message resonates with their audience. But communication goes beyond the spoken word. It's also about nonverbal cues, tone, and timing. Maxwell explains that leaders who master the art of communication are those who know how to convey empathy, clarity, and conviction. He shares an anecdote about Winston Churchill, one of the most iconic communicators in history. During World War II, Churchill's speeches inspired a nation under siege. His ability to communicate with passion and authenticity rallied a weary population to keep fighting against the odds. His words were a lifeline, providing hope and direction when it was needed most. Maxwell urges readers to cultivate strong communication skills by practicing both speaking and listening. He reminds leaders that communication is a two-way street. Listening to the needs and concerns of your team is just as important as delivering a great speech. Leaders who communicate well foster trust, reduce misunderstandings, and create alignment within their teams. Section 5. Competence, leading with excellence. Another indispensable quality of leadership is competence. Maxwell defines competence as the ability to consistently deliver results and perform at a high level. Competence is about mastery of your craft, knowing what needs to be done, and doing it with excellence. Leaders who are competent earn the respect of their teams because they demonstrate their knowledge, skills, and ability to get things done. Maxwell believes that competence requires constant growth and learning. The best leaders are lifelong learners who are always looking for ways to improve their abilities. Maxwell uses the example of Jack Welch, the former CEO of General Electric, to illustrate this point. Welch was known for his relentless pursuit of excellence and his commitment to raising the bar for himself and his team. Under his leadership, GE became one of the most successful companies in the world, thanks in part to Welch's competence and vision. Maxwell encourages leaders to reflect on their own competence. Are you continually improving, or are you coasting on past achievements? Leaders who strive for excellence and consistently deliver results are the ones who inspire confidence and loyalty in their teams. Section 6. Courage, taking risks and leading by example. Maxwell highlights the importance of courage in leadership. Courageous leaders are willing to take risks, make bold decisions, and stand up for what they believe in, even when it's unpopular or difficult. Courage is what separates the average leader from the extraordinary one. Maxwell shares the story of Rosa Parks, whose courageous decision to refuse to give up her seat on a segregated bus sparked the civil rights movement. Parks wasn't in a formal leadership position, but her courage inspired millions and changed the course of history. Her example demonstrates that leadership is not about holding a position of power. It's about standing up for what is right and leading by example. Maxwell encourages leaders to develop the courage to make tough decisions, even when they face criticism or uncertainty. Courageous leaders are willing to take the first step, whether it's starting a new project, advocating for change, or challenging the status quo. He also reminds readers that courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the willingness to act in spite of fear. Leaders who embrace courage create a culture of innovation and resilience within their teams, where people are encouraged to take calculated risks and grow. Section 7. Discernment, making sound decisions. Discernment is the ability to make wise, informed decisions based on a combination of intuition, experience, and critical thinking. Maxwell emphasizes that great leaders are those who can see the big picture, identify potential obstacles, and make decisions that move their teams forward. Maxwell explains that discernment is not about being reactive, but proactive. It's about understanding situations, people, and outcomes beyond the obvious. Leaders who possess this quality are able to navigate complex situations and come up with solutions that others may miss. They can separate critical issues from trivial ones and focus on what truly matters. A great example of discernment, as shared by Maxwell, is Steve Jobs, co-founder of Apple. Jobs had an uncanny ability to foresee trends and anticipate consumer needs before they became apparent to the public or competitors. His discernment allowed him to make decisions that revolutionized industries and turned Apple into one of the most innovative companies in the world. He saw opportunities where others saw limitations, and his ability to anticipate the future set him apart as a leader. Maxwell encourages leaders to cultivate discernment by honing their decision-making skills. He suggests that leaders take the time to reflect on their experiences and learn from both successes and failures. Discernment is built on the foundation of experience, and leaders must be willing to use both intuition and logic to guide their decisions. Leaders should ask themselves, are you making decisions based on thorough analysis and intuition, or are you simply reacting to immediate concerns? Those who practice discernment earn the trust and respect of their teams because they consistently make sound decisions that benefit the entire organization. Section 8. Focus. Directing your energy toward what matters most. Next, Maxwell tackles the indispensable quality of focus. In today's world of constant distractions, focus is more important than ever. Great leaders know how to direct their energy and attention toward the goals and tasks that truly matter. They don't get sidetracked by trivial matters or busy work. Instead, they concentrate on what will drive the greatest impact. Maxwell explains that focus requires discipline. Leaders who are focused are able to prioritize effectively, cutting through the noise and honing in on their most important objectives. They avoid the temptation to multitask or spread themselves too thin, instead channeling their efforts toward the things that will bring about the most meaningful progress. He uses the example of legendary basketball coach John Wooden, who led UCLA to 10 national championships. Wooden was known for his intense focus on the fundamentals of basketball, and he instilled that same focus in his players. By concentrating on mastering the basics, Wooden's teams consistently outperformed their competition and set records that still stand today. Maxwell encourages leaders to ask themselves, are you focusing on the right things, or are you allowing distractions to pull you away from your most important goals? Focused leaders are able to achieve more in less time because they direct their energy and resources toward what truly matters. Section 9. Generosity, giving freely and investing in others. Generosity is another indispensable quality of a leader, according to Maxwell. He explains that true leadership is about giving, not taking. Generous leaders invest in others by sharing their time, resources, knowledge, and support. They aren't motivated by personal gain, but by a genuine desire to help others succeed. Maxwell shares the story of Andrew Carnegie, a 19th century steel magnate who spent the latter part of his life giving away his vast fortune to fund libraries, universities, and other philanthropic projects. Carnegie believed that those who had the means to help others had a moral responsibility to do so. His generosity left a lasting legacy that continues to benefit millions of people today. Generous leaders build loyalty and trust within their teams. People want to work for leaders who care about their success and well-being. When leaders are generous with their time, praise, and resources, they create a culture of abundance rather than scarcity. Maxwell challenges leaders to adopt a mindset of abundance. Are you hoarding your knowledge, time, or resources, or are you freely investing in others? Generous leaders not only uplift those around them, but also create a ripple effect of positivity and success that extends far beyond their immediate circle. Section 10, Initiative, taking action before it's too late. Maxwell stresses the importance of initiative in leadership. Great leaders don't wait for things to happen. They make things happen. They are proactive rather than reactive, always looking for ways to improve and move forward. Initiative is about seeing opportunities and taking action before it's too late. Maxwell shares the story of Sam Walton, the founder of Walmart, whose initiative helped him build the world's largest retail chain. Walton was constantly on the lookout for ways to improve his stores, from better supply chains to innovative pricing strategies. He didn't wait for problems to arise. He anticipated them and took action to prevent them. Walton's initiative helped him stay ahead of the competition and grow Walmart into a retail giant. Maxwell explains that leaders with initiative are not afraid to take risks. They understand that failure is a part of growth and that it's better to try and fail than to do nothing at all. By taking action, even when the outcome is uncertain, leaders can push their teams and organizations toward progress and success. Maxwell urges readers to reflect on their own willingness to take initiative. Are you waiting for the perfect moment to act, or are you taking steps toward your goals every day? Leaders who consistently show initiative inspire others to take action and move the organization forward. Before we dive into the next chapter, we have noticed that 72% of you who listen to our video are not yet subscribed to the channel. Please help support our channel by hitting the subscribe button and like the video. Thanks for inspiring us to create more content for you. Section 11, Listening, valuing others' input and wisdom. Listening is an often overlooked but crucial quality of a great leader. Maxwell explains that effective leaders don't just give orders, they listen to the thoughts, ideas, and concerns of others. Listening builds trust, fosters collaboration, and helps leaders gain valuable insights from their team members. Maxwell emphasizes that listening is not a passive activity. It requires focus, attention, and a genuine desire to understand others. Leaders who listen are able to build stronger relationships with their teams because people feel valued when their voices are heard. He shares the story of Dwight D. Eisenhower, a U.S. Army general during World War II, and later the 34th President of the United States. Eisenhower was known for his ability to listen to the opinions of others, even when he disagreed with them. By carefully considering the input of his advisors, Eisenhower made more informed decisions and earned the respect of those he led. Maxwell encourages leaders to develop the habit of active listening. Do you take the time to truly listen to your team, or are you too focused on your own agenda? Leaders who listen demonstrate that they value the contributions of others and create an environment where people feel empowered to share their ideas. Section 12, Passion, fueling success with enthusiasm and energy. Maxwell believes that passion is one of the most contagious and essential qualities of a leader. Passionate leaders inspire their teams because they bring energy, enthusiasm, and a sense of purpose to their work. Passion fuels success, and it helps leaders persevere through challenges. Maxwell shares the story of Bill Gates, the co-founder of Microsoft, whose passion for technology and innovation transformed the personal computing industry. Gates's enthusiasm for his vision was infectious, and it helped him build a team of dedicated individuals who shared his passion for creating groundbreaking software. Gates's passion for his work not only drove his personal success, but also shaped the future of technology. Maxwell explains that leaders without passion will struggle to motivate and inspire others. If you aren't excited about what you're doing, it's unlikely that your team will be. Passion gives leaders the energy to keep going when times are tough, and it motivates those around them to stay focused on the mission. He encourages leaders to cultivate their own passion by staying connected to their why, the purpose that drives their work. Are you leading with passion, or are you simply going through the motions? Passionate leaders have a greater impact because they inspire others to take action and achieve great things. Section 13, Positive Attitude, Turning Problems into Opportunities. Maxwell discusses the indispensable quality of a positive attitude in leadership. He explains that a leader's attitude sets the tone for the entire team. Leaders with a positive outlook see problems as opportunities for growth and learning, while those with negative attitudes create a culture of defeat and discouragement. A positive attitude doesn't mean ignoring challenges or pretending everything is fine. Instead, it's about choosing to focus on solutions rather than dwelling on problems. Maxwell shares the story of Thomas Edison, whose positive attitude helped him persevere through thousands of failed experiments before finally inventing the light bulb. Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His ability to maintain a positive attitude in the face of failure is what ultimately led to his success. Maxwell challenges leaders to assess their own attitude. Are you focusing on what's going wrong, or are you looking for ways to turn problems into opportunities? Leaders with a positive attitude inspire resilience and perseverance in their teams, creating a culture where people feel empowered to tackle challenges head-on. Section 14, Problem Solving. Leaders fix problems. Maxwell emphasizes that great leaders are great problem solvers. They don't run from challenges or ignore issues when they arise. Instead, they tackle problems head-on and work to find solutions. Problem solving is an essential skill for any leader because organizations will always face obstacles and setbacks. Maxwell uses the example of former President Franklin D. Roosevelt, whose leadership during the Great Depression and World War II showcased his ability to solve complex problems under immense pressure. Roosevelt's New Deal policies helped lift the United States out of the Depression, and his strategic leadership during the war helped guide the Allied powers to victory. Leaders who excel at problem solving are those who remain calm under pressure, break down problems into manageable pieces, and involve others in finding solutions. Maxwell explains that the best leaders don't solve every problem on their own. They empower their teams to collaborate and come up with creative solutions. By involving others in the process, leaders not only get better results, but also foster a sense of ownership and engagement among their team members. Maxwell emphasizes that problem solving requires a proactive mindset. Leaders who wait for problems to escalate before addressing them create a reactive culture where solutions are always a step behind the challenges. Instead, he encourages leaders to adopt a forward-thinking approach, anticipating issues before they arise and having a plan in place to address them. Maxwell challenges readers to reflect on their own problem-solving abilities. Do you confront problems with confidence and a plan, or do you avoid them, hoping they'll resolve themselves? Leaders who embrace problem-solving head-on create an environment of resilience, where challenges are seen as opportunities to grow and learn. Section 15, Relationships, Building a Strong Foundation of Trust. Leadership is ultimately about relationships. Maxwell argues that leaders who prioritize building strong, authentic relationships with their teams are the ones who will have the greatest influence and the longest-lasting impact. Leadership is not a solo journey. It's about working with and through others to achieve common goals. Maxwell shares that great leaders invest time and energy into getting to know their team members as individuals. They understand what motivates them, what challenges they face, and what their aspirations are. By building these relationships, leaders create a foundation of trust and mutual respect. He shares the example of Nelson Mandela, whose leadership in South Africa was marked by his ability to build relationships with people from all walks of life, including those who had previously been his adversaries. Mandela's approach to leadership was rooted in empathy, understanding, and a deep commitment to reconciliation. His ability to connect with others on a personal level allowed him to lead a divided nation toward unity and healing. Maxwell emphasizes that leadership is about influence, and influence is built on trust. Leaders who take the time to build genuine relationships with their teams earn that trust, and as a result, their influence grows. He encourages leaders to ask themselves, are you investing in the relationships with your team, or are you focused solely on tasks and outcomes? Leaders who prioritize relationships create a culture where people feel valued and supported, leading to higher levels of engagement, collaboration, and productivity. Section 16, Responsibility, Owning Your Role as a Leader. Another indispensable quality of leadership is responsibility. Maxwell explains that great leaders take full responsibility for their actions, decisions, and the outcomes of their team. They don't shift blame when things go wrong. Instead, they own their mistakes and work to make things right. Maxwell shares the story of Harry S. Truman, the 33rd President of the United States, who famously had a sign on his desk that read, "The buck stops here." This simple phrase encapsulated Truman's leadership philosophy. He took full responsibility for the decisions made under his administration, even when those decisions were unpopular or difficult. Truman's willingness to own his role as a leader earned him the respect of both his supporters and his critics. Maxwell explains that responsibility is about accountability. Leaders must hold themselves accountable for their actions, just as they hold their team members accountable. When leaders take responsibility, they create a culture of ownership and trust within the organization. People are more willing to take risks and be innovative when they know their leader will stand by them, no matter the outcome. Maxwell challenges leaders to reflect on their own sense of responsibility. Are you quick to take responsibility when things go wrong, or do you deflect blame onto others? Leaders who embrace responsibility earn the respect of their teams and create an environment of accountability and transparency. Section 17, Security, Leading with Confidence and Assurance. Maxwell identifies security as another essential quality of a leader. Leaders who are secure in themselves and their abilities project confidence and assurance, which instills a sense of stability and trust within their teams. In contrast, insecure leaders often struggle with jealousy, fear of competition, and a need to control others, which can lead to a toxic work environment. Maxwell explains that secure leaders are comfortable delegating authority and empowering others because they aren't threatened by the success of those around them. They are confident in their own abilities and recognize that their role as a leader is to lift others up, not to hold them back. Maxwell shares the example of Mahatma Gandhi, whose inner security and unwavering belief in his principles allowed him to lead a nonviolent movement for India's independence. Gandhi's security in himself and his values gave him the strength to endure years of imprisonment and persecution, and it inspired millions of people to follow his lead. Maxwell encourages leaders to cultivate a sense of security by focusing on their strengths and acknowledging their weaknesses. Are you leading with confidence, or are you letting insecurity dictate your actions? Secure leaders create an environment where people feel safe to take risks, innovate, and grow. Section 18, Self-Discipline, Staying on Course When It Matters Most. Maxwell emphasizes the importance of self-discipline in leadership. Leaders who lack discipline will struggle to stay focused on their goals, and their teams will follow suit. Self-discipline is about doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. It's about maintaining consistency, focus, and commitment to your vision. Maxwell shares the story of Olympic athlete Michael Phelps, whose extraordinary self-discipline allowed him to become the most decorated Olympian of all time. Phelps trained for hours every day, maintained a strict diet, and stayed focused on his goal of becoming the best swimmer in the world. His self-discipline was the foundation of his success, allowing him to outperform his competitors and set numerous world records. Maxwell encourages leaders to develop self-discipline by setting clear goals and holding themselves accountable to those goals. Are you disciplined in your leadership, or do you let distractions pull you away from your priorities? Leaders who demonstrate self-discipline inspire their teams to do the same, creating a culture of focus and perseverance. Section 19, Servanthood, Leading by Serving Others. Maxwell introduces the concept of servanthood as one of the most important qualities of a leader. He explains that great leaders serve others. They don't expect to be served. Servanthood is about putting the needs of others ahead of your own and working to help your team succeed. Maxwell shares the story of Mother Teresa, whose life of service to the poor and marginalized made her one of the most revered figures in history. Mother Teresa's leadership was not about power or authority. It was about serving others with humility, compassion, and dedication. Her example shows that true leadership is not about personal gain, but about making a positive impact on the lives of others. Maxwell challenges leaders to adopt a mindset of servanthood. Are you focused on helping others succeed, or are you primarily concerned with your own success? Leaders who prioritize servanthood build loyalty and trust within their teams, creating an environment where people are motivated to work hard and support one another. Section 20. Teachability, embracing growth and learning. Teachability is an essential quality for any leader who wants to grow and improve. Maxwell explains that great leaders are always willing to learn, no matter how experienced or successful they may be. Teachability is about having a humble attitude and being open to new ideas, feedback, and experiences. Maxwell shares the story of former Apple CEO Steve Jobs, who, despite his success, never stopped learning. After being ousted from Apple, Jobs went on to found Pixar, revolutionizing the animation industry. When he returned to Apple, he brought with him new ideas and experiences that helped transform the company into one of the most valuable in the world. Maxwell encourages leaders to embrace a mindset of continuous learning. Are you open to feedback and new ideas? Or do you think you already know everything? Teachable leaders create a culture of growth and development where everyone is encouraged to learn and improve. Section 21. Vision, seeing the future and inspiring others to follow. The final indispensable quality of a leader, according to Maxwell, is vision. Great leaders have a clear vision of where they want to go and how they're going to get there. Vision is about seeing the future and inspiring others to follow you on the journey. Without vision, leadership lacks direction and purpose. Maxwell shares the story of Martin Luther King Jr., whose vision of a future where people would be judged by the content of their character rather than the color of their skin inspired a nation to take action. King's famous "I Have a Dream" speech articulated a powerful vision that resonated with millions of people and became a rallying cry for the civil rights movement. Maxwell encourages leaders to develop a compelling vision for their teams and organizations. Are you leading with a clear vision, or are you simply reacting to the challenges of the present? Leaders with vision inspire hope, passion, and a sense of purpose in those around them, guiding them toward a brighter future. Conclusion: developing the indispensable qualities of leadership. In the 21 Indispensable Qualities of a Leader, John C. Maxwell presents a comprehensive roadmap for personal and professional growth as a leader. These qualities, when cultivated and practiced consistently, will set you apart as a leader who inspires, motivates, and empowers others to reach their full potential. Maxwell reminds readers that leadership is not a destination, it's a lifelong journey. Developing these 21 qualities takes time, effort, and dedication, but the rewards are immense. By embodying these qualities, you can become the kind of leader that others want to follow, regardless of your position or title. So, are you ready to take the next step in your leadership journey? The time to start is now. Lead where you are, grow where you are, and embrace the process of becoming a more effective and impactful leader. Maxwell emphasizes that leadership is not about perfection, it's about progress. Each of the 21 indispensable qualities represents an area in which you can continuously grow and develop. There will always be room for improvement, but the key is to remain committed to the journey of becoming a better leader each day. Throughout the book, Maxwell encourages readers to reflect on their own leadership qualities and to assess how well they embody the traits of a truly great leader. He suggests starting with self-awareness, understanding where you currently stand, and identifying the areas where you need the most growth. From there, it's about setting clear goals and taking deliberate action to cultivate each of the qualities over time. Maxwell also highlights the importance of surrounding yourself with other leaders who share your commitment to growth. Leadership is not a solitary endeavor, it's a collaborative one. By building strong relationships with other leaders and learning from their experiences, you can accelerate your own development and gain new perspectives on leadership challenges. One of the most powerful messages of the 21 Indispensable Qualities of a Leader is that leadership is accessible to everyone. You don't need to be born with certain traits or placed in a position of power to lead effectively. Leadership is about influence, and anyone can develop the qualities that make them an influential and effective leader. As you continue your leadership journey, Maxwell encourages you to focus on building character, maintaining integrity, and always leading with a sense of purpose. Leadership is about more than achieving success. It's about creating a lasting legacy that positively impacts the lives of others. Maxwell leaves readers with a final challenge. Commit to the lifelong process of becoming the best leader you can be. Whether you're leading a small team, a large organization, or simply leading yourself, these 21 qualities will serve as a guide for your continued growth and development. In conclusion, leadership is a choice. You have the power to decide what kind of leader you want to be and the legacy you want to leave. By embracing the qualities outlined in this book, you can become the kind of leader who not only achieves great things, but also inspires others to reach their full potential. So what kind of leader will you choose to be? Are you interested in reading the entire book? We got you a link in the description down below.